School of Education here at UW-Tacoma, and on behalf of the faculty and staff, I would like to welcome all of you to our 2020 hooding ceremony. I would like to just take a brief moment to acknowledge that we at UW-Tacoma are situated on the traditional ancestral territory of the Puyallup tribe of Indians. So my ask to the class of 2020 is please continue to acknowledge your Indigenous connections, as well as continue to advocate for and partner with your Indigenous neighbors, as well as other communities who have historically been underrepresented and underserved in education. And now our official program begins. I really wish it were safe for us to have this celebration in person, but I'm also really thankful that we have this opportunity to celebrate in a new format. So to the class of 2020, we are so proud of you in the School of Education for all of your accomplishments. I would just like to take a brief moment to recognize how the COVID-19 pandemic has been massively disruptive, not only to our lives, but also to the world around us. But at the same time, after several weeks in quarantine, there's a couple of really key lessons that we can take away. First is that we should always put people, their safety, and well-being first. Because as we learned from this pandemic, life is very fragile. So let us continue to take care of not only ourselves, but those around us, especially those in greatest need. Second is that more so than ever, our community is looking to us as leaders and educators to really continue to teach and lead with humility, grace, and compassion. And so in these times, I know that all of you will continue to do great work. So I would like to close with just a few words. One is educate, empower, excel. That's the mission of the School of Education here at UW-Tacoma. And I know all of you will go out into our community and continue to do amazing work. And I really look forward to staying in touch and hearing from all of you to see about all the great work that you will continue to do for many years to come. So again, best wishes to everybody and congratulations on your accomplishments.
Thank you, Dr. Endo. Please welcome Dr. Laura Feuerborn, 2020 School of Education faculty speaker. Dr. Laura Feuerborn is a professor at the University of Washington, Tacoma, a faculty fellow in social emotional learning, and a nationally certified school psychologist. Feuerborn, a faculty member in the School of Education since 2006, teaches graduate level courses including social emotional learning, behavior supports, and systems change. Dr. Feuerborn is a co-author of several social emotional learning focused programs, research articles, and books, including the Strong Kids and Teens programs and the second edition of Social Emotional Learning in the Classroom. Dr. Feuerborn is a co-developer of the staff perceptions of behavior and discipline and the student perceptions of behavior and discipline, tools that help schools mobilize staff and student voice to implement and sustain positive behavior supports and discipline practices.
Thank you, Ashley. Good afternoon. I would like to acknowledge Dean Endo for her steadfast leadership and our staff for their nimble creation of this virtual event. I also humbly acknowledge my colleagues who I consider to be guides ahead of me along this rocky path to equality and justice. When I was invited to give this faculty address for the 2020 University of Washington Tacoma School of Education hooding ceremony, I would never have imagined that I wouldn't be standing on stage wearing the traditional regalia of cap and gown. I would never imagine that I'd be sitting in my own living room. I expect you all are having similar thoughts. We come together to celebrate, and we do so amidst a backdrop of two very serious diseases in our society. One, a virus, and the other, systematic violence against our Black communities. This may not be how you envisioned this day when you enrolled in your graduate program at the University of Washington, Tacoma. This may not be the kind of closure you had hoped for. I feel the same way. In fact, this day is one of the reasons I choose to lead so many of your culminating projects from year to year. I find great satisfaction and joy in standing on stage during the hooding ceremony, seeing your beautiful faces beaming as you walk toward me in your cap and gown. I receive great honor in placing your hood over your head, albeit usually very awkwardly, and my favorite part, giving you a big teary-eyed bear hug. Today, after the ceremony, I imagined I'd be finally meeting your families, taking pictures, and exchanging ways to stay in contact. But this day, this moment, this day is different. This day is unprecedented. We will never forget this day. Not you, not me, not all the families and friends watching this video from all over the world. And that couldn't happen with a typical ceremony, could it? Today, there is no worry about who to invite, no worry about physical accessibility, no worry about the expense of travel, no worry about discomfort of cold, hard folding chairs. Today, you don't need to burden your feet with high heels or hose. You don't need that stuffy tie. And you don't need to fit yourself in pants that you might not have worn since your cousin's wedding years ago. Not on this day. In fact, let's relax together into the gravity of this moment. I like to begin my classes with a few minutes of mindfulness. It helps us get centered, grounded, and focused. It also brings a sense of kindness and compassion to the human condition. And since we are not in person today, it is perhaps even more important that we attune all of our senses to this now. So let's spend a couple minutes together in mindful and bodyful awareness. If you have your sense of hearing available to you, I invite you to close your eyes now. Take your seat with dignity so that your body is well supported, your spine is straight, your breath is free-flowing, and your heart is open to the now. Take a deep breath as if you could breathe down into your feet. Offer out a cleansing, slow exhale. Feel rooted to the earth in the places where your body is supported by her. Breathe in a sense of peace and stillness. And as you exhale, invite any tension to release and melt away. There is nothing to do, nothing to be, but simply experience this profound moment. Can you feel the vibrations in the air you breathe? The possibilities lingering in the air? Drink them in with each breath. Allow them to feed every cell in your body. Can you feel the weight of your body in the chair? Can you honor the sacred and indigenous land upon which you sit? Can you feel the soles of your feet? Can you feel the energy in your hands? Can you feel the blood of your ancestors pumping through your arteries? Can you feel gratitude for your loved ones, for their sacrifices and support? Can you feel gratitude for your friends for understanding that you couldn't meet them for dinner because you had a presentation to prepare for? Can you thank your children for understanding you couldn't play with them because you had a research paper to write? Or your dog for understanding you couldn't take that long walk because you had a project to create? Can you take this moment, place your hands on your heart, and thank your body for its endurance, your mind for its wisdom, and your heart for its resolve? Imbue this moment with your gratitude, your still presence, your open heart, and your smile. I invite you now to gently open your eyes and relax your hands. Just because this ceremony is virtual doesn't mean it's any less real or any less meaningful. You are making history today. Typically, the person standing on the stage during the hooding ceremony leads with a statistic of proportionality, proportionally how many people have graduate degrees and so forth. And typically, the person standing on the stage makes a remark about being among an elite group now. But you are even more remarkable. Now, before I dazzle you with inspirational quotes, moving insights, and a few pithy remarks about your graduate student experiences, please allow me to extend my gratitude to you for providing me with this opportunity to address you today. Think about all those evenings in class when the clock is at 6:45 and all you want to do is stuff some pizza in your face and hit the pillow. And now, here we all are. I consider this a deep honor to be selected as your faculty speaker. I hold a special place in my heart for each and every one of you. When I thought about this great honor, I prayed. I prayed for a message that is worthy of this day. I prayed for the words that would ignite embers of inspiration leading to racial, social, and environmental justice. But then I remembered, this day is not about me. This day is not about my words. You are what this day is about. You are resilience. You are inspiration. You have proven that you can enact meaningful change. You have proven that you can advocate for equity and justice. Now you have a responsibility to carry this forward. You stand at a precipice that is unlike any other we have ever seen. You can choose to either recreate what we had before or reimagine and recreate a new paradigm. You can remind others that we cannot step in the same river twice. You can honor this difficult chrysalis stage and appreciate that something beautiful lies ahead. Maya Angelou reminds us that we delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but we rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. You can stand with your communities in this metamorphosis. You can transmute discourse to action. Reverend Angel Kyoto Williams reminds us that without inner change, there can be no outer change, and without collective change, no change matters. Research in social psychology shows us that in times of change, there is a great deal of uncertainty. Most people, look for others for cues. What do I do? How do I act? Am I okay? Are we okay? I'm here to remind you that it's your time to lead. It is your time to be a beacon of light, to stand at the helm, harness these tumultuous winds, listen to your crew, and navigate into new waters. Navigate into new ways to build knowledge, new ways to define knowledge, new ways to use knowledge. David Stovall reminds us that our schools were never built to benefit Black and African American students. They were never built to benefit our Indigenous and our Latinx and our Pacific Islanders and so many other marginalized students and oppressed human beings. Our entire system is grounded in a colonial patriarchal society. And now we can all see that that society and that system is stunned. It is disrupted. Use this time to disrupt that system even more. Disrupt and dismantle the systems that oppress our sisters and brothers of color. Disrupt and dismantle the systems that oppress and they oppress by gender and sexual identity, ability, age, and shape. These recent upheavals in our society have turned our notions of normalcy upside down. The only constant is change. So now, your classroom is a blank canvas that awaits your bold creativity. Your school is an open field of space. Use this space to choose affirming, nonviolent curriculum. Use the space to root out school policies and practices that categorize, segregate, subjugate, and dehumanize. Use the space to create new systems that elevate, liberate. Nelson Mandela spoke of education as one of the most powerful tools that we can use to change the world. And come this autumn, our students, our families, and our teachers will need you to skillfully apply this tool and help us heal. They will need you to stay singularly focused on the root cause of our illnesses. They will need you to apply the antidotes to the diseases of fear and hatred. They will need your discernment and wisdom to cut ignorance from the truth. And they will need your medicine of compassion, courage to speak out for and with those who are traumatized and oppressed. And finally, they will need love. Bell Hooks has taught us the importance of love as an action. And to heal, we must truly love our authentic selves. Your students and families do not need you to act small. They do not need you to be someone else. They need you to be you and stand your sacred ground. Keep your hearts, your ears, and your minds wide open, your inner compass well tuned, your hands united, your chins up, your shoulders back, and your spine strong. You've got this, graduating class of 2020. But remember, hit me up from time to time, okay? I will miss you. And in true form, I say cheers, salut, gambe, prost. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Feuerborn, for your remarks. We're now pleased to introduce this year's Master of Education student-nominated student speaker, Emily Williman Andrews. Emily is graduating from the Masters of Education program in the Teaching English Language Learners track. Emily finished the program with a 3.89 GPA and is currently working as a second grade teacher at Redmond Elementary School in Lake Washington School District. What she enjoyed most about her experience in the School of Education was the program's focus on equity and on providing opportunities to work with real students in the classroom.
Hello, graduates. My name is Emily Andrews. I am graduating today with a master's degree in education with a focus in elementary education and teaching English language learners. I also have spent the last year teaching second grade at Redmond Elementary School in the Lake Washington School District. In my second grade class, we have a class mantra that we recite every morning before we do our work and every afternoon before we leave. It goes, I am brave, I am kind, I am capable, I am strong, I am a citizen of the world. Each and every time we close our eyes, breathe deeply, and recite that mantra, I remind my class that we are saying it because it is absolutely true about each and every one of us, and that the more that we remind ourselves of these facts, the more we will remember them. We used to sit together in a circle on the carpet and say our mantra together. Now we say it together every morning from our living rooms or bedrooms or kitchens on our daily class video call. It's become an important part of connecting to normalcy, routine, and ritual as all of us struggle to embrace a new type of education. And while I'm sure all of us have experienced the overwhelming stress and weight of suddenly having to navigate a new type of education in the midst of a pandemic, I can't help but feel lucky that I get to be the one to help my second graders through what is sure to be one of the most pivotal and memorable times in their lives. To be the one to remind them that despite everything that is going on in their lives, including but not only a pandemic, they are brave, kind, capable, strong, and citizens of a world that is facing this obstacle together. I am able to be that person for them because of the time I spent at UWT's School of Education. You are able to be that person because of the time you spent at UWT's School of Education. Together, we are educators who are supporting hundreds of students who still in uncertain times are able to count on having at least one certainty in their life, that you believe in them and will support them as much as you possibly can. We didn't become educators because of the summer breaks or because we wanted to go home at 3. We became educators and we are educators because we want to impact students' lives. We want to be the people that students trusted to help them if they needed help, to be the people that they relied on and listened to and accidentally called mom or dad sometimes because that's how much we meant to them. We want to be the people who change lives. And we are those people. Now more than ever, we are those people. Class of 2020, I know for a fact that all of you are brave and kind and capable and strong and citizens of the world. You would not be here today if you weren't. You would certainly not be an educator in the midst of a pandemic if you weren't. But now to that long list of attributes, you can add something else. A graduate of the UWT School of Education. Congratulations, graduates. You are already doing such wonderful things. Now just imagine everything else that you are capable of.
Thank you, Emily. It is now with great honor and privilege that the UW-Tacoma School of Education presents the 2020 Master of Education graduates. Please direct your attention to our graduates slideshow. Now let's take a moment to toast the 2020 graduates of the School of Education. Congratulations to all of our graduates who have worked so hard towards their goal of graduation. Many of them joined today and were happy they could celebrate together virtually. We honor their journey and wish them much success on the road ahead. This concludes the 2020 School of Education Master of Education Pudding Ceremony.